Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's jump right into Big Brother. This is the eviction episode from Thursday night. We had to say goodbye to Janie, Janelle, half a Jacer. It was hard to watch. But last night was a good episode. I got a few people to read. I have a few people to read. And if y'all are Survivor fans as well, Sandra would always say, and I'm going to say this about Janelle, the queen stays queen. I don't care if she was voted out third. The queen is still queen because I'm going to say we gonna get to it at the end. We gonna get to it at the end. I might say something nice about Friends and Danny at the very end about the game, but not as about people. I think they were very nasty, especially for both of them to say how much they loved Janelle, how much they were friends. I believe I wrote it in my notes somewhere, but I'm gonna just say it now. I don't see how you are so close to someone. You invite them to your wedding, one of the most personal and intimate events of your life, especially an event where you want no drama. How are you so close to someone? You invite them to your wedding, and then you get in a game situation with them. And I understand, Janelle is a threat. If you watch my very first video when I talked about the All-Stars cast, as much as I love Janelle, I always said she was a threat, and I always knew they would want to get her up and out the house. I didn't think it would come from Danny and Friends. I believe the way they treated Janelle and talked about her behind her back, mind you. I'm going to read Friends in a minute. It was not on a game level. It was, to me, that was personal. And the way she uninvited her to her wedding, one, it was weak, very weak, but it was personal. So I believe you could have said Janelle is my number one target because I want to win this $500,000 for my family. I got to get her out, but we still cool. You know, that's one thing. But the way Danny and Friends... But let's get into the episode. Let's get into the episode because at the end of the day, the queen stay queen. I don't care what Danny think in her head. I don't know what Friends got going on. And I said it over on Twitter. I said, who is influenced by Friends? Number one, whatever social media stuff she got, I don't follow. But her voice, period, is annoying as hell. Annoying as hell. I couldn't sit up and listen to a podcast with that, oh, yeah, all that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I couldn't listen to that. And I like to listen to podcasts and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And then she has no fashion. Did y'all see her hair tonight? Did y'all see her hair tonight? Who really wants to be influenced by that and walk around looking like that? Let's move on. Let's move on because I got notes. This not going to be a Friends and Danny reading session. I said, why is Janelle apologizing? Oh, I wrote it down wrong. Tyler was apologizing to Janelle in one of the opening scenes. And I'm like, how are you HOH apologizing to the person you nominated? It's like, it's all your fault. Like, you had the opportunity. I honestly believe Cody and Tyler had a huge opportunity to work with Janelle, to really have a meat shield in this game. I feel like they're going to blow the opportunity next week and they're going to get rid of Kaser next week, where you really have someone. If y'all would have kept Janelle's, if Tyler and Cody could have kept Janelle, you would have had someone to keep Friends and Danny at bay. I'm gonna I might skip all over my notes, but I'm gonna say it here since I said it. This the little bit of nice thing I'm gonna say about Dans and Franny. Right now in this game, they're set up to go far. It all depends on how these HOHs fall or whatever, but if everything falls the way it's supposed to be, Kaser and Ian and Black Girl Magic in some order. They next to go. They next to go. Kaser, Ian, Black Girl Magic, they're gone. I don't care. We gonna get into it, but I don't care. That's just the way it seems to be falling right now. Once we get to the jury phase of things and we get rid of some of the key people like the Kasers, the Devons, Bailey, Ian, no one's getting rid of Kevin. No one's getting, no, oh, I can't wait to get to the dummy segment. We gonna get to it. No one's getting rid of David. It's gonna be a masculine fight for HOH. I don't think Danny and Nicole are really gonna win any HOHs at that very end. And no one's gonna really be gunning for them, because why? They're gonna be gunning for, at some point Cody and Tyler gonna have to go against each other. Memphis and Enzo gonna have to go against each other. And it's gonna be a fight of masculinity to see who the big dog, who the strongest, who gonna win the vetoes, who gonna win all of this. And Danny and friends are gonna be sitting back looking at their asses. I really think if it falls where Kaser goes, Ian goes, Black Girl Magic goes, I think Danny, I did say in a previous video, but I can change my mind like Wendy Williams. I'm a woman. I can change my mind. I do feel like, at first I thought they would just be voted out like that and the men would just be all men at the end, but they aren't going to do that. They're going to hold on to Danny and friends as numbers and fight it out amongst men and get each other out. But let's move on. But I said, Tyler, you stupid. You apologizing to your nominee when you could have saved her. You could have easily convinced Cody to pull Janelle off. Let's move on from that. Christmas tells Janelle, girl, you just too good to stay here. You such a threat. We can't keep you. And I'm like, bitch, I wish Janelle would be talking hot shit. I heard on Twitter that Janelle didn't talk that hot shit because in her mind, she thought it was going to be a battle back. I wish she would have known it wasn't going to be a battle back and talk that good stuff all the way out the house, because that would have been me. Because I would have been like, bitch, you ain't even an all-star. You ain't even good enough to be here with your alternate ass. That's what Angie would have said to Christmas. But Janelle ain't me. Anyway, now they have something about the slick six. I said I hate the slick six, the six slick, whatever. I don't understand why Day and Bay can't see the fakeness. Like, let's talk about this real quick, because I said I was going to jump. Janelle got evicted. Julie had to tell her about Memphis and Christmas. To me, the telephone group, that's the best thing they have going, is that no one can seem to figure out Memphis and Christmas. But if Janelle and Kaser would just open their eyes a little bit wider, it's clear as day to see Memphis through that veto. He wouldn't help you out in that safety suite. You saw he threw the safety. Why ain't it clicking for you? Like, why is Memphis throwing this stuff? Why is Memphis saying he wants to keep us, but he's not fighting to keep us? Why is Memphis not even giving us a vote? You know? So, I don't understand why they can't see Memphis. Like, to me, Memphis, clear as day, looked like he with the telephone group. Christmas, I can understand. People probably not taking Christmas and them damn star babies. Ooh, they would have got on my nerves, serious at all. But I would have read, I need Bay and Day to wake up. Now, Devon is having a conversation with Bailey where she's realizing, like, girl, we in this alliance, and we in alliance with all comp beasts, with all these threats. We probably can't beat them. And I'm like, girl, you ain't figured this out. You done set yourself up in an alliance full of people where if it was the slick six, whatever, when it get down to the final six, you can't beat none of them. Bailey probably can. I feel like if Bailey, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Y'all gonna hate for me to say it. If Bailey can drop Devon Bailey can really go far in this game. Devon is the one holding Bailey back. Devon talks too much. Devon is like the Scooby-Doos. She got to figure out every mystery of the house. Devon can't sit still and watch the game, gather the information, and act accordingly. Devon always has to be in the middle. Devon feels like she needs to know everything and gets caught up. She in here spreading fake stuff to see who to leak. Like, Devon is on team too much. If Bailey can drop Day, I'm telling you, maybe Bailey don't care because her husband got money. Her husband got coins. But I'm telling you, babe, if you really want this 500K, you got to forget that. I ain't voting for nobody look like me. Drop the weight. You already see what David doing. I can't wait to get to the dummy segment. I don't care about that. We're going to skip over that. I'm going to skip over that. Danny has this very cocky confidence that comes off very nasty. It ain't nothing wrong with being confident, but the way she does it in the diary room, it comes off very nasty, very mean girlish. Like, Janelle was talking to Kevin, you know, saying she was telling Danny I might can swing, you know, Kevin to vote for me to stay. And in the diary room, Danny is like, she reaching kind of low if she think all she got is Kevin. She needs to be reaching higher than that. Like, you need to be trying to talk to a Cody. You need to get Cody's vote. And then Cody can't even get me to vote for you. So and I'm like, ugh, I hate Danny. I really hate listening to her in the diary room. It aggravates me. And so I'm like, okay, Cody the man. Because everyone was telling her, like, you need to talk to Cody. Like, if you want to stay, you need to talk to Cody. And I'm like, Cody ain't even the fucking HOH. Because this after POV. It ain't like they were saying this before POV. This after POV where she just trying to stay. And it's like, oh, you need to talk to Cody. And I'm like, Cody not even the HOH. So Cody is the man. Cody is set up best. Because everyone is like, you need to talk to him. So Cody is, you know, Janelle is steady trying to make a deal with Cody, and this just seems to be the season of no deals. Like, I miss when people would just make deals in Big Brother. And then at least accept the deal and then be like, I love when Big Brother people would say, you know, especially in the wall comps or them hanging comps, if you drop, you safe and your little showman safe. And then as soon as the HOH get the key, they was like, psh, you and your showman's on the block. I miss those days. That was some good Big Brother. But he says he's always been worried about Janelle and Kaser in the house together. And I'm like, how are you worried about Janelle and Kaser in the house together when you got a whole ass friends from your season in the house? It doesn't make sense to me. To me, I feel like a lot of the men only want Janelle out for friends because they can see clear as day it would be best to keep her. But why are y'all scared of friends? Y'all could easily beat her and put her on the block if she gets to yip yapping. And you know, she a little tiny mouth. She ain't gonna yip yap. She gonna get Danny to do all the yip yapping and ignore their asses. Okay, I'm finally at the dummy moment. Let's get to the dummy moment because I love, and people said he got a good edit, that the way he actually went about this was even worse. So David, for whatever reason, is talking to Bailey and was like, I heard Devon was trying to flip the vote on me and trying to get me voted out and trying to get Nicole to stay. I wish they would have. I done said it a million times. I wish they would have. I don't hate, but I really dislike the, I won't vote nobody that look like me. I understand the concept, but they should have got David out because at least Nicole would be into the game. But we ain't gonna go backwards. Let's move forward. So Bailey was like, no, they was doing everything, putting her game on the line to keep you in the house. And she kind of did by telling everybody I ain't voting for people that don't look like me. Like, moving on from that. And so Bae was like, well, where did you even hear this from? He was like, yeah, Tyler. You know, Tyler told it to me. So he done threw Tyler under the bus. So now Bae is like, you need to tell Devon that, you know, Tyler is telling her business. And so the three of them have a conversation. David tells it to Devon and was like, I thought you was gonna vote me out. And then for some reason both of their asses start crying, and I am hollering at the TV. I said, no the fuck y'all not sitting up here crying over this bullshit. I can't believe I put my neck on the line and you and I told you I would never do this and vote anybody black out, and I can't believe you would do this. I can't believe Tyler is saying all of this. And then David is so hurt that he done, I guess, believe Tyler over Day, that he over here crying. But we already know David can fake cry, so we don't know if it's fake or not, but it's probably real. And I'm just hollering at the TV. I said, no, y'all asses ain't sitting up here crying over this bullshit. To me, it really wasn't nothing to tell. But in this instant, when he tells Devon, he said, well, Tyler and Cody said it to me. Because I guess all three of them were in the room. And I'm looking at Tyler and Cody. I'm like, this ain't even nothing to tell David. Like, y'all dummies too. Because, yeah, y'all dragging David along. But this ain't even nothing to tell David. Like, y'all had... Tyler and Cody had David. They had David to the point where he done told Black Girl Magic, I'm safe. You ain't even got to vote for me. I'm safeguarded. And I ain't telling you who I'm safeguarded by. And then Black Girl Magic can't figure out, well, if David's safe outside of us and he need XYZ votes, who are they? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I don't, like, the way David is spilling tea, I don't see why people aren't picking up and connecting the dots. Because they're very clear dots, like bam, 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 like triangle. Damn. Moving on. So now David is all upset, Bailey consoling him, and Tyler just happens to walk by, and I might have heard it wrong, y'all tell me, but I thought I heard Bailey was like, you need to talk to Tyler. And so I'm like, is Bailey the mastermind? Is Bailey the one, is a mastermind getting David to ruin everybody's game? Does Bailey see that David is hurting her game and she's like, go ahead and kill yourself and get Tyler to vote your ass out? To me, if anything, I still wouldn't vote David out. I would drag his ass all the way to the final two. Anybody. I still believe it. So now David upstairs in the room snitching, talking about, yeah, they backed me into a corner. They got it out of me. And I'm like, you a fucking lie. You brought it up to Bae, and Bae said you need to tell Day. No one dragged it out of you. You were offering up information, and you got caught. And the big dummy was like, yeah, I said you and Cody told me. And Tyler is losing his mind. What? You ruined my game. And I'm laughing. I'm like, see, y'all all dummies. Y'all should have voted David out. You should have voted him out. And even if you don't tell him no pertinent information. Like, remember, gosh, what was that Survivor player? He thought he used to be a FBI or CIA, and he gave everybody a CIA nickname. And he was with Boston Rob, and Boston Rob would only tell him a little bit of stuff and just let him act crazy. He would be all over the island acting a fool, stirring up drama, but he never knew the truth. Boston Rob only gave him a little bit, and so he couldn't blow up nobody's game. He was just out there on his own, and he got dragged on along until it was time for him to go. That's how y'all need to do David. Just give him a little bit, nothing that's gonna hurt nobody, a little bit make him feel important. But I'm at the point right now, I would love to see David be HOH, just to see what the hell he would do. It would be hilarious. I would hope he would get just the HOH big head. It's gonna force him to either be with the guys, your little telephone subsidiary, or you gonna be over here with the Black Girl Magic. I feel like Black Girl Magic would be in serious danger. He'd be the one to put him up. But then he said something else because they was like, that's a rookie mistake. I don't understand why you did it, David. And then David starts crying to Tyler. I just feel bad because I don't want the African American perception to be the same as my season. I'm like, this is bullshit. You definitely not gonna blame this on the African American perception, because right now, as an African American, I'm kind of pissed. I'm kind of pissed that you are our black man representation of the season, because you are a dummy. A dummy. You ain't doing nothing for my perception. Don't blame it on us, because I'm clearly one, and I might be in the minority. I don't want nothing given to me just because I'm black. Like, I want the Big Brother winner to win because they deserve to win. That's how we got a friends. Keep it in mind. That's how we got friends thinking she all that, thinking she's somebody to be an influencer, whatever. We have a friends because two women for sure. And then I remember on Twitter, Natalie wanted to back out because Natalie and Devon wanted a woman to win. They didn't give a damn about Paul and his gameplay because friends, they all knew she got titty sucked to the end with what's the name, Cody, whatever his name was. We all know what she did to get to the end. She slid on in the bedroom to the end. And two women for sure. Natalie was on Twitter apologizing. I wish I wouldn't, you know, I'm a feminist, but I wish I wouldn't have voted for Nicole just because you're a woman. And Devon did the same shit. That's how we have a friends. I don't want that. Don't make David be the black winner just because he black, because he would be clearly undeserving. He knows nothing about the game. He is on TV making himself look like an idiot. But that's enough about David. Because now Tyler and Cody upset talking about rookie move. And I'm like, y'all the dummies who gave the rookie the intel. So let's move on. Janelle knew she was going home. She came out looking good. I like that dress. And this is why I wrote, what the fuck is friends got going on in her head? She look a hot ass mess. Danny and Enzo threw hinky votes. I don't know why. I know Danny was trying to get people to throw hinky votes to blame it on Bay and Day. I don't understand the reason. This is why people need to vote. Fuck voting with the house. Because if Bay, Day, and Kevin would have just voted the way they wanted to, like, well, I know you going home, but I vote for Kaser. You know, I know Janelle probably still going home, but I'm going to throw her a vote. And then you would have had Enzo and Danny dumbasses doing like, tell Enzo and Danny all that and be like, yeah, let them do the hinky votes. And then bam, flip, Janelle is still here. But people so scared to go against the house. I don't want to go there. So now everyone on Twitter peeped that Janelle gave everybody a hug but friends. Okay, so I'm watching it because I saw it on Twitter before I watched it, because you know last night was my son's football game. So as I'm watching, I'm looking for her to be like, see friends and hug everybody and be like, nah, not you, bitch, and keep moving. What I saw was the scariest bitch move of the season. Like, as soon as Janelle got, you know, 9-2, you out, friends bolted from that living room kitchen area. You didn't see her nowhere around on no camera. Like, she didn't even want eye contact with Janelle. I'm like, you scary bitch. I don't like friends. I don't like her at all. So now Julie came out. She did a great interview with Julie. Julie was like, you know, you shouldn't have trusted Memphis and Christmas, girl. She's like, oh no, Kaser doesn't know. He's gonna mess up his game. He was gonna go home next anyway. Or Devon, one of the two. So we get to the goodbye message, and Nicole is like, what she say? I wrote it down. I lost it. But she was like, oh, I know you probably wouldn't want to come to my wedding anyway, but don't worry about it. You ain't got to come. She said it's something like that. Janelle took it in stride. Like she didn't even give Nicole a body language reaction. She just looked at it like, she didn't even give her, she paid that little dust. And I was like, yeah. Because, some people would have scrunched up their face like, bitch, what? Nothing. Everybody all on Twitter like, she should go anyway and ruin her day. No, she shouldn't. No, she shouldn't. Because trust and believe. As soon as Franz exits this house, even if by whatever chance Franz and David make it to the end and she becomes the first 2-time winner of Big Brother, it could happen. I hope it don't, but it could happen. She's gonna have to exit this house and see all the trash people have talked about her on Twitter. And she's one of those people, which I don't know. I ain't never been on no platform where I had hundreds and thousands of people trash talking me. I'll probably be upset too. But she's going to be affected by that because she's one of those people. She and Danny in the house thinking America likes this. Like, America is rooting for them to get Janelle out, and America is now going to crown them the queens because they got rid of the queen. And like, no, I already told you, queen stays queen. But let's move on because it's getting long. I was upset the HOH wasn't a wall, but once I saw that it wasn't a wall, I said Kaser had a chance. But spoiler, because I was spoiled before I even watched the episode, and it ain't even came out yet. But Enzo wins. And Enzo was already talking about Kaser is his target, and if Kaser wins a veto, Ian is going to be his target. And I said, okay, good. At least Black Girl Magic is safe. And then I said, but who is going to be his pawn? And so I was like, is he going to throw Black Girl Magic up as a pawn? I don't know. I'm assuming it's probably going to be Kevin or David. I'm assuming Kevin or David are going to be the pawns for the rest of the season. They might as well get comfortable on them little green chairs or whatever color chairs they are. They're going to be on the block. And for the most part, next week, week 4, veto means everything. Veto means everything. And if the women could wake up, they would notice that every HOH this season has been male. A male in the telephone group or a subsidiary. Like, that should tell Danny and Nicole something. It should tell them something. They probably holding out for the wall competition because they know, I already told you, you got to be small, skinny, and no ass. Them are the winners of the wall competition. They probably holding out for that to make they move. But if the men were smart and they saw that this was just rolling the ball, bowling, what we call it, skeet ball. This was just skeet ball. They should have, Enzo should have Danny and Franz on the block. It would be my turn to take a shot. He's not even in an alliance with Franz. This would be the opportunity for Enzo to... No, Luke! Bad. That's the dog. This would be my opportunity to take my shot at people who could win that wall competition. But anyway, that's it. That's it. That's the end of my notes. Like, comment, share. I can't wait to see what's going to come along Sunday, though I'm sure we already know. I already told you, Enzo, the nominees is going to be Kaser and David or Kaser and Kevin. So let's see what falls out from this week. Is Enzo going to be a tyrant? He's going to get the HOH-itis? I don't know. But I'm hoping it'll be at least fun to watch. Okay, y'all, for real. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you all Sunday. Bye.